Hello, my name is Justin Adams, and welcome to Jay's Days, or should I say, welcome back to my Spielberg reviews. This is the time where I'm going to be reviewing my favorite Spielberg movies. While I do say I'm going to be reviewing my favorite Spielberg movies, I'm also going to be reviewing the movies that I actually haven't seen that are directed by Steven Spielberg, like classics like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it since I was a little kid. One of the movies that I haven't seen since I was a little kid, and I actually have only really seen like bits and pieces, is the one I am doing today, right now, at this very moment. So let's get that introduction going, and then let's get on with the review.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. You heard him. Slow ahead.
I use films, I think, to escape into a world of fantasy away from my parents, who I love and who are alive, and having a great time.
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
What I'm going to be talking about right now is the reason why Steven Spielberg is like one of the greatest directors of all time. Well, I think E.T. is one of his best movies. I think Jaws is one of his best accomplishments, because this movie was a bitch to make.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
If you hear any stories on the making of Jaws, it'll go like, oh, good God, it was a nightmare. Because it was a nightmare. The movie was pretty much impossible to make, but they made it. And the reason why something like Jaws can never happen again is because it was impossible to make the first time. If it was impossible to make the first time, just imagine how hard it's going to be to get, I don't know what I'm saying, but so the movie is about Roy Schneider. I always want to say Rob Schneider. Whatever. He is a cop. He is like new. He's not from the beach. He's from the city, or he's from some other district. So he finds out like that there's this girl that got eaten by a shark, like essentially. And so he's like, hey, maybe we should do something about this. But the town's like, nope.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
And then he's like, okay, whatever. And then the shark attacks a bunch of people, eats a kid and a dog.
You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous.
Everyone in the town is like, oh shit, this is something for real. But the people, like the mayor and stuff, is like, no, we're gonna keep the beach open for 4th of July. We're not gonna close it. You guys have to deal with this. And so it is now up to Roy Schneider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw to go out on this dinghy boat and kill this crazy shark. This shark is insane. Now let's talk about the effects, because that's like the best thing about this movie. This thing looks and acts like a shark. I'm not saying I don't watch shark documentaries. I'm not a shark guy, but seeing how this shark moves and operates and how these people are interacting with the shark and how they're scared and terrified, it's all pretty damn real. It feels real. It's like, it's really hard to watch this movie and not get terrified. And not only is it a huge shark, but the shark looks fucking real, man. An amazing blend of real shots of sharks and this animatronic huge shark, which looks great either way. My favorite scenes of Jaws is not anything involving the shark. It's involving right after the iconic "we're gonna need a bigger boat" scene inside the boat, and they're talking about the scars. It's mostly Richard Dreyfuss and Robert Shaw. They're talking about the scars on their arms.
You wanna drink? Drink to your leg?
I'll drink to your leg.
Okay, so we drink our legs.
How they got the scars and stuff, and then after that they start, like, it's literally like just one conversation. I think that's what I like about it the most, because, you know, we start seeing these three guys and their chemistry with each other, and they start singing the song.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and I got it right to my head. Wherever I'm here, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing.
And then all hell breaks loose. But that's my favorite scene, because it gives you, in some movies, when the movie stops like that to, like, give characters more depth, it is boring, and it's like, no, let's get to what we came here for. Let's get to the money shots. This is not what we came here for. But with this, it was perfect, because we get, like, intensity, and we get some smart dialogue between Roy Scheider and Richard Dreyfuss, but it's like mostly all intensity. And then just this one part right after, like, they shot the shark and shit, they just start talking and they just start singing the song, and then shit goes down. It's a nice, like, little, oh, maybe everything's gonna be, oh, nope, not everything's okay, they're going to die. Is amazing. Now, I will say that the second half is much better than the first half. The firstly, just the mayor's an evil person. It's kind of political, the first half, like, how are we gonna deal with this shark in a business sake. And then the second part is Jaws. That's the movie that everyone quotes the most. That's the part where the movie is just iconic, with mostly just the first shot with the girl swimming, and then the end, or the second half of the movie. Like, Steven Spielberg, he even admits that he was at this high horse at this time of his career, where he was just very ambitious, and so he was running around, he was trying to do all these different types of things, when he should have just been focusing on one thing, but instead he was very ambitious and he wanted to do all sorts of things. So hearing that, usually when you hear that from a director, the movie's a mess and you can see it. But with Jaws, this just proves how good of a director Steven Spielberg is. Even when he's at the most pretentious in his career and the most ambitious, it is still a good movie. It's one of his best movies that he's ever, like, according to some people, it's one of his best movies of all time. This movie's PG. Okay? I don't know what the MPAA was smoking back then, but this movie should not have been PG. The part when Robert Shaw, spoilers, gets eaten by the shark, it is the goriest, man. It's just so gory. And the part where Richard Dreyfuss is in the tank and the shark is just attacking, that is one of the best scenes ever, because not only do we actually see the whole shark pass by him, but we feel, man. And something I love about it is the editing. Most movies, especially nowadays, they would have cut to Robert Shaw and Roy Scheider on the boat being like, is he okay? But they didn't bother doing that, because they knew all of the focus needs to be on Richard Dreyfuss and the shark. But this one, it's not. It's just staying on Richard Dreyfuss and how he's fucking terrified. And then by the end, when we think, oh, is Richard Dreyfuss dead? Then we cut back to them. It's nice, crisp editing. Good on you. Hey guys, that's what I think about Jaws. It's a great Spielberg movie. It has good visuals, 3 of, like, the best performances from any actor. Robert Shaw is intense. Richard Dreyfuss is funny and he's smart, and Roy Scheider is just a great leader. Like, I believe in this man. I believe in everything that he's going through. I believe his situation, his predicament, how he, especially the first part when he's like, he doesn't know if he should tell people about this. That's why he's, like, watching people on the beach and he's just super tense, and the angles, and just, this movie is great. Alright guys, that's what I think about Jaws. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. What is your guys' favorite Spielberg movie? Do you guys like Jaws? which one of the sequels do you guys hate the most? I know that the second one is bad, but it's not as bad as the other three. Alright guys, if you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter at @I'mJust_420, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Yes!
Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water, about 10 feet from the beach?
Yeah. What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine, an eating machine.
We're not only going to have to close the beach, we're going to have to hire somebody to kill the shark.
Bad fish. But I'll catch him and kill him.
Did you hear your father? Out of the water now!
This shark, swallow you whole.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
That's a 20-footer.
25. 3 tons on him. Hurry up, he's coming straight for us. Don't screw it up now. Don't wait for me. Now! Shoot! Watch his tail! Give him room! I can't, he's trying to run! Oh! Come quick! I can't hold it! Hurry! Break it up! Brody!
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws. See it before you go swimming.